when we arrived in Bergen-Belsen, the Germans had every morning it was a Pell, and then you were allocated work. And my father was a big fella and stood out, and he always stood out the back, and he always was given pretty bad jobs. So my mother, who was an outgoing sort of person and looked after my father in the camp very much, brought him forward one day because she had heard they were looking for somebody who knew horses. And he had been in the Dutch army, and he was in the cavalry. And there's a photo of him on the back of a horse all dressed up in army uniform. So my mother pushed him forward, and he got selected then, and he was given a job to look after the horse, at a couple of horses, and a horse, a cart, and go around the camp picking up the dead bodies off the ground and also out of the barracks, and meet the trains that were coming in from various, towards the end of the war, from Auschwitz, who were bringing people, prisoners, Jewish prisoners, to Bergen-Belsen, and there were quite a few dead bodies on there. So he went around the camp, and the Germans fed horses better than they did the Jews. So my father managed to steal an apple here and a potato there, and every day my brother, who's 4 or 5 years older than me, followed him around, and he would drop an apple or a carrot or a potato. My brother would pick it up and run over back to the barrack and give it to my mother. And he had to take the bodies to a hut and put them in there, and then they were taken by other prisoners to the mess camps, to their graves and all this. And as you can imagine, towards the end of the war, when typhus broke out and starvation came in, there were a lot of dead bodies.